Hi boys and girls! So today we're going to be looking at multiplication and division facts. So what are we learning? Well, we're learning to understand that division is the inverse of multiplication, which means that they're connected but they're just the opposite of each other. We're going to be learning this through this PowerPoint, through the active task, and I'm going to post a video as well to show you how to play that game, and it's going to really help you boys and girls, so please make sure you do that this week and send me photos or videos. You've also got some interactive games. I put 3 games on Twinkle that are really focusing on using your table facts to help you, but I've also uploaded a top marks game that's incredibly useful, and that's all about different fact families and understanding that multiplication and division are the inverse of each other. So please play that if you're getting stuck. And you've also got some written tasks as well to do over the next couple of days. So why are we learning about this? Why am I stressing everyone out and making you learn about division? Well, it's because you need to be confident individuals who can solve a range of division problems, okay? So you have strategies that you can use, and boys and girls, do not worry if you're finding it hard just now, because sometimes you just need one strategy to click into place. You're going to learn to be successful learners who use what you already know about your times tables to help you. Now, boys and girls, we've learned the 2, 3, 4, 5, 8 and 10 times tables. Now, you need to know them to be able to do these questions effectively. If you're not confident about your tables, make sure that you're practicing them every day, just saying them again and again and again to make sure you know them off by heart, and that's really going to make a difference. If you don't know them off by heart, but you're doing a question on the 5 times table, for instance, write out the 5 times table on a piece of paper and have it next to your worksheet to remind you. Okay, and I've also uploaded a tables mat as well to the assignments, which should really help you. You're also going to be responsible citizens who, again, can think back on your strategies and how you can use them. How can you use arrays, groups, number lines to help you, okay? So make sure you're using those things, and if you're not confident, you can go back to my YouTube channel and look back on those strategies. Right, how are you going to know you've been successful? Well, you'll be able to use division and multiplication facts to solve missing number problems. Recall, which means remember, division and multiplication facts for the 2, 3, 4, 5 and 10 times table, and that should also say 8 times table as well, boys and girls. Remember that in a division, the biggest number always comes at the beginning, but in a multiplication, the biggest number always goes at the end, okay? And that's quite a useful step, boys and girls, to help you with your divisions. Just remember that the biggest number always comes at the start. Right, so let's get on then. So here is an addition number sentence. So we did loads of these, boys and girls, in class, and I'm sure that Miss Steele did loads as well with the boys and girls from her class. So we've got an addition number sentence, and it's 10 add 4 equals 14. And it's asking, can we think of any other sentences that we can make, so any other calculations or sums using the same 3 numbers. So pause the video just now and think about what other sentences you can make, and play when you're ready. So if we know 10 add 4 equals 14, we then know that the twisty twin of that is 4 add 10 equals 14. We then know that in a subtraction, the biggest number always comes first, so we can write a subtraction using these numbers as 14 take away 10 equals 4, or 14 take away 4 equals 10. And you can see that we've just used these 3 numbers, we've not used any other numbers, just the numbers that you can see. And it shows us that here, so there's 3 other number sentences, and all the number sentences, boys and girls, is a calculation. So, and it all uses these 3 same numbers. So, just like with addition and subtraction, multiplication and division facts are connected too. Subtraction is the opposite, which is called the inverse of addition, and multiplication is the opposite, or the inverse, of division. So, for example, if I have 3 tins and I multiply them by 4, I'll get 12 tins, won't I? So there's a multiplication sentence, but you can also have a division sentence that is really connected to that. That's the inverse. So say we had 12 tins and we divided them into 4 groups. Well, we would have 3 in each group. So these are connected, boys and girls. We're just using the same numbers, and we're using our tables, facts, and what we already know to help us. So here are 4 related multiplication and division number sentences. Can you spot any patterns whatsoever here? And again, boys and girls, I would like it if you pause the video and really focus and really look and see, are there any patterns here? Okay, and then play when you're ready. So, well, there's a lot of patterns here, boys and girls. The small numbers are swappable in multiplication. So what that means is, in a multiplication, the biggest number is always at the end, okay, because multiplications have the largest number at the end. But it's got a 4 here and a 4 here, and we've got an 8 here and an 8 here. So when you're trying to find another multiplication calculation, when you've been given one, you just swap around the small numbers, but the biggest number always stays at the same in a multiplication. Now, focusing on these divisions now that we've made, divisions always have the largest number at the beginning. So in the multiplication, you can see that 32, the biggest number, was at the end because that was a total. But in a division, you start off with the biggest total, and that goes at the beginning, okay? And then the small numbers, though, they're still swappable. So see that? There's 4, and there's 4, and there's 8, and there's 8. So in a division, you always start off with the biggest number, and you swap the small numbers around. Okay, so boys and girls, I hope that makes sense. You might even want to play that again, just to make sure you understand. Okay, so I've got a challenge for you, boys and girls. I'm going to give you a multiplication, and I wonder what other number sentences you can make from this. So you can pause the video and see if you can work out any number sentences that you can make from 6 times 2 equals 12. Remembering that in a multiplication, the biggest number comes at the end, but you can swap around the other numbers. And in a division, the biggest number goes at the start, and you can swap around the smaller numbers. All right, so give it a go, press pause, and press play when you're ready. So we can also make 2 times 6 equals 12. Have I still got the biggest number at the end? Yes, I do, because it's a multiplication. Have I swapped around the 2 small numbers? Yes, I have. So excellent, boys and girls, if you got that. Now, if I was going to make a division with these numbers, what number would come at the start, do you think? What number would come at the beginning? Well, it's going to be the biggest number, which is 12. So I can also make 12 divided by 2 equals 6 from this calculation. Now, in my next division, I need to make sure the biggest number comes first again. But remember, I can swap around those 2 smaller numbers. So I know it's going to start with 12. I've already divided by 2. So I'm going to divide by 6 this time. And my answer is 2. Right, let's try another one. This time we've got 8 times 3 equals 24. Okay, so 8, 16, 24. 8 times 3 equals 24. Pause the video and see what other number sentences that you can make. Play it when you're ready. Right, so we can also have 3 times 8 equals 24 because the biggest number is always at the end in a multiplication. And I've just swapped the other 2 numbers around. In my division, I need to remember that I always have the biggest number at the start. So I'm going to divide 24 by 3, which gives me 8. Now in my next division, I can't just start off with 3 again because that's not the biggest number. So I need to start with 24 again, boys and girls, because that is still the biggest number. I've already divided by 3, so next time, I'm going to divide by 8. And it gives me 3. I'm just using these same 3 numbers again and again. Right, next one. 4 times 9 equals 36. I know my 4 times table, I can count up in 4s. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 36. So I know that 4 times 9 is 36. Boys and girls, pause the video and see what other number sentences that you can make. Play it when you're ready. Right, So I also know then that 9 times 4 is 36, okay? 9 groups of 4 is the same as 4 groups of 9. And the biggest number is always going to stay at the end in a multiplication. And a division, the biggest number always comes first. So what divisions can I make from these numbers? I can make 36 divided by 9 equals 4. That's just the inverse, boys and girls. It's just the opposite. I've used the same numbers, but this time I'm starting with the biggest number. Right, for my next division, I know I can swap these two little numbers around. So I can make 36 divided by 4 equals 9. Again, my biggest number is at the start in a division. I hope you're getting the hang of this now, boys and girls. Right, here's another example. This time I've got 10 times 5 equals 50. Because I know that 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 10 5s make 50, or 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, okay? What other number sentences can I make? Remembering that the two smaller numbers can swap around and the biggest number still comes at the end. So pause the video, then play when you're ready. Okay, so I've swapped the smaller numbers. I know that 5 times 10 equals 50. For my division, what do I need to start with? The biggest number. So 50 divided by 10 is 5. It's just the inverse, boys and girls. It's just the opposite. Now for my next division, can I start off with 10? Would that make sense? No, because it's not the biggest number. So I need to start with the biggest number for my division. And all I've done this time is swap the two smaller numbers around. Boys and girls, it really is that easy. It seems so complicated to begin with, but if you know some division and multiplication facts, you can work out these answers. So let's go on now to our plenary. So what we do at the end to recap our learning. Is the opposite of subtract adding? Yes. Is the opposite of multiplication division? Yes, it is. It's the inverse. Are all the numbers in the 3 times table odd? Oh, this is a good recap at the 3 times table. 3, 6, 9, 12. No, because, well, 6 and 12 are in the 3 times table and they're not odd, so no. And are there 3 more ways that you can write this number sentence? Well, boys and girls, try it, write it out. Are there another 3 ways that you can write this sentence? Yes, there is. So, boys and girls, well done. I hope that this lesson has been useful today. I hope it makes you feel more confident in using your table facts to help you, of using the inverse of multiplication, which is division. Remember that you have your tables mat, you've got your multiplication chart as well to help you. And just let me know, boys and girls, if you get stuck with anything at all, okay? Division's not easy, but hopefully you're getting more and more strategies to help you. All right, boys and girls, good luck for today. Bye.